A lot of the times when it comes to mental health, we as people that suffer from it don't want sympathy, but more as a conversation and help. For a while, I didn't realize that it was getting hard for me to do regular everyday activities like go out, talk. My anxiety was at an all-time high. I was becoming paranoid. I just felt bad mentally. And I knew when it came to me explaining to somebody why I can't go to the store, or why I feel scared, or why I feel these emotions, and seeing them not understand and trying to label it as something else than what it was, than just mental health, I had to tell that person that I knew everything you were saying. I knew I was in a comfort zone. I knew I didn't want to leave. I knew I wasn't advancing in life, but I was so afraid. And I saw somewhere where someone said, do you ever feel like you just want a redo of life? Like you feel like maybe you wasted years, or you feel like there was things you wanted to do but you could never done because of, being afraid, being insecure, being ashamed, thinking people was going to judge you. And even though I'm still young in life, there are plenty of times where I look at my past and I think I don't have a story. I don't have anything fun. I didn't do anything fun. I was safe. I was always comfortable. And it's like I feel like I have to take accountability for that. I have to take accountability for being the person that was never forced to go out and do anything, being the person that just wanted to stay home and not making those social skills that I needed to make, and not being the person I wanted to be. And I've seen recently that many more people are coming out and saying that they themselves are feeling the exact same way, of feeling inadequate, feeling incomplete, feeling like they can't achieve things, having that fear of leaving, going out, not being able to experience life, not knowing if they're doing life correctly, feeling like time is passing by. And I think when a lot of people go through that, we call that like a midlife crisis. But we never take those moments of feeling hardship, feeling pain, going through those internal battles and saying, I'm going to rebirth myself, saying I'm going to take this moment back and be who I want to be, and make that effort to do those things that I never could do, like go outside, and take it small steps at a time. I saw myself spiraling. I want everybody to know that everybody that struggles with mental illness, they see themselves spiraling. They know that they're spiraling. They know that there's something wrong with them. They know that they need help, and it bothers me. And I want to say this real quick before I get back to the topic. When people try to make it seem like they're a mental health person, when people try to make it seem like they're an advocate, and you come to them about their problems and they're not ready for it, that hurts me more as a person struggling with mental health than you think. You give me the perception that I could come to you and open up to you and explain my feelings, my emotions, and have this safe space. And then when I do it, I realize you weren't equipped for the conversation. I realize you weren't ready. And I know that a lot of people might do that subconsciously and not knowing. And a lot of people might go into it thinking that they are ready and that they can be there for you. But when it comes to mental health, it's a lot. And us as people that are struggling with it, we know it's a lot. So it's like when we first of all, a lot of us aren't even comfortable saying it. A lot of us aren't even comfortable with going to therapists and getting resources. So it's like, if we are comfortable enough to sit down and literally pour our hearts out to you, and then you're sitting there And I'm realizing you don't understand, or I'm realizing you don't care as much as I thought you did, or I'm going to have to explain myself a lot. And I think when it comes to sadness and it comes to depression and it comes to mental health, you don't want to constantly have to sit there and explain the depression you're going through. You don't want to have to explain the trauma. It's just like, I just want you to understand. And I'm not, and like I said, I want people to take this with a grain of salt. It's just, if you are a person that is lending out a helping hand or lending out a shoulder to cry on, I just hope that you're ready for that, because it's nothing more painful, for me at least, to be vulnerable and then to realize I have to get into a fighting match with you for you to understand the reasons I think, for you to understand my illness. You know, it just doesn't get anybody anywhere when it comes to mental health. So we're struggling, getting back to the topic. So we're struggling with these things of, social life skills, just trying to survive, just trying to make it every day and have a stable mind, with the loneliness, with the anxiety, with the pain, with the not getting out, with watching life pass you by, feeling like you're wasting time, feeling like in a blink of an eye, I'm going to be like 50, 70, 80, whatever, and look back and think I never did anything. And, with the pandemic and with death at front door, and you look at anywhere on social media, another person has died, and you see people living their best life, regardless if it's true or not. Your perception is your reality. You're seeing all these things and you're thinking, damn, I'm at an age where I'm supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing X, Y, and Z. And I can't even get out of bed. I can't even walk out the door. I'm too nervous. I'm too scared. I'm too afraid. I can't communicate. And you start to feel like no one understands. You're an outcast. You feel like no one will understand my depression. And now I'm sitting there thinking something's wrong with me. Why can't I leave the house? Why can't I go do a simple errand like go get groceries? Why can't I have a conversation without feeling like my heart's going to explode? Like, what is going on with me? And then I realized, with that realization, we have to be easy on ourselves as people going through mental health. We have to realize that the everyday activity isn't going to be flowers and daisies like the average human being. Brushing our teeth, going outside, taking a drive, going to college, or going to the movies, or doing fun activity, even calling up a friend, or even making friends. It's harder for a lot of us than it is to somebody just to go out and start a conversation. And as a person that realizes it's hard to communicate, it's hard to express myself, I constantly feel myself pushing away. I constantly feel myself hiding, becoming this, I guess you would say, a hermit. Because it's like, if I don't like being with myself, if I don't understand myself, if I don't understand why I can't do these things, and I have this anxiety and I have all these things, how can I expect another person to love me? How can I expect another person to tolerate hanging out with me or doing everyday activities with me if I can't even do them? And I want the people going through that to understand that we can have this rebirth. Not a midlife crisis, but this rebirth where we start fresh and we take it day at a time. We take it step at a time and try to come out of that shell to realize and conquer our fears. I guess you would say a medical term, could be agoraphobia. And agoraphobia is an extreme case of anxiety. And to a lot of people, agoraphobia, it gets to the point where you can't do anything. You're just on edge at all times. But with that fear and with those feelings of feeling empty and lonely and misunderstood, we still have a life. And we could, and I understand looking back on it, you might feel like I never had something for myself. But I think the most important part is grabbing life and saying, from now on, I'm going to try my best to make myself happy. I'm going to try my best to do the things I need to do to feel whole as a person. One of my friends told me, don't rush. The moment you rush your mental health, you will collapse. I felt like I had to get everything done. I had to be normal in such a quick amount of time. And when I say normal, I'm putting it in quotes. I don't know what normal will look like in this situation. Like, I just don't know. My normal is my reality. So my normal is sitting at home. My normal is not do anything, watching movies, making podcast episodes, chilling, crying, feeling every emotion, writing. That's my normal. But to another human being, normal could be going to work, going to the store, hanging out with a significant other, playing sports, doing whatever. So with my rebirth, I'm trying to be the person that I want to be. And in that way, just more comfortable with life, not as afraid, not constantly being in this shell within myself, not feeling like I can't do something or be with somebody or walk around and feel misunderstood. It literally takes just those small steps to make something huge. And for a lot of people, we do feel alone, but it's like nothing feels better when you see other people saying, like, I feel trapped. I feel like no one hears me. I feel like something's wrong with me. And then I sit there and I think the same. Why is it that people don't understand going outside is hard? It's hard. And I want to get to the point where one day I can look back on this and say, I'm traveling the world. And say that I don't even want to be in the house no more because I'm outside so much. I want to look back on this and say I'm proud of myself. And I want that for everybody struggling with mental illness. For everyone to look back on their past self and say, I'm proud of who I am now. And that my past self looked up to who I am in the future. I think that's the most important thing for anybody, is just to be 1% better than you were yesterday. Mental health is, it's something serious. It's something serious. And when I look at lives, I look at how it could affect many different people. I'm talking about rich, poor, black, white, tall, skinny, short, whatever. And I think about how many people just suffer from it, and how many people don't talk about it, how many people don't have resources, how many people are afraid, how many people feel alone, are going through it. Somebody said to me, I think it's crazy that there are people on this planet that don't experience mental health. I think it's crazy that there are people out here that truly had never experienced depression or anxiety or anything. And I said, yeah, that's so wild. Like, wonder how lucky and how blessed that might feel. But then I thought, I wouldn't be who I am today without those trials and tribulations. I feel like I wouldn't be as sympathetic if I didn't experience mental illness. So it's a bittersweet thing. And I think the most amazing thing when somebody's going through mental health is that when the good times are happening, you are way more grateful in life than when the bad times are around. You cherish those moments way more because you know at any time it could just become rocky. If you know I come on here every day trying to explain mental health in a different way, because it's hard to explain, It's not like I can show you a broken bone. It's not like I can show you a scar. How do you explain something that you can't see? But I know so many of us are going through it. I know so many of us are in pain. And as much as I would love to help and give comfort to those people, sometimes I realize saving yourself is just enough. Being the hero to yourself is just enough as saving the planet. I think taking back control of our lives will be the most powerful thing we can do. Sitting there and saying, you might have a hold on me. You might be the reason that I can't function right now, but I will be the reason to become the person I want to be. I will be the reason to save myself. I want you guys to know that I love you, truly deep down in the depths of my soul. Anybody out there that just needs to hear I love you, and that you're worth it, and that you're amazing, and that you're beautiful. And I know that you probably don't feel that, and you never felt that, or you haven't heard that from somebody, but it's when it comes from me, I truly mean that. Nothing means more than somebody telling you to keep going and that they're proud of you in your darkest times. Nothing means more to me than that. And I want you to feel that I'm proud that you just continue to go on in life, and you just continue to fight for something, even if you are in a current place where you feel like, fuck it, I'm gonna end it all. I have nothing to live for. I have nobody. I have no friends. I have no job. I have no family. No significant other. Even if every box on the list checks off, you still have yourself. And I know life can feel hard and lonely and confusing. But when you realize, damn, I do have myself. I have my body. I have my bones. I have my flesh, my blood, my oxygen, my lungs. I have me. I think it takes that moment of just realizing I have me. Forget how big the world is. Forget how overwhelming everything is. But taking a deep breath and just realizing, holy shit, I've came this far in life. It might have been a rough patch, but I came this far in life. I might not have anybody. I might not feel anything. I might never own anything, but I have this moment. I have this moment right here. And I think that is the most precious thing anybody could experience. It's just the moment they're in. And not think about the minute after and the hour after and the days and the weeks and months and years after that, but just the moment that they're in. I hope one day we can all get to a point where all of us are just who we want to be, feel how we want to feel, love who we want to love, be at peace at what we need in this world. But for right now, try to love yourself a little bit more than what you did yesterday.